All right, welcome to the show, Christopher Sanders. Chris, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, well, it's noon, I guess, on a Friday at Penn State. When I was in college, around this time, I was typically very drunk. How come you're not drunk right now?
Well, I wish I was, but I just got out of class actually. Got to head to the gym this afternoon, coach a little bit, and then it might be time to go out.
All right, what's like the drink these days? So when I went to college, I'm gonna date myself, Chris. Mad Dog. You ever hear of Mad Dog? Is that still around?
It is. It is.
Is grape still the way to go?
To be honest with you, I have not had it in a long time, so I cannot answer that question for you. But Mad Dog is still around. It still is pretty popular.
So, I feel like kids these days have gotten a little more sophisticated, if you will. Like for us, it was, where is the cheapest beer we can get? Like it could be the worst beer, but $5 all you can drink, I'm in. What goes on these days?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. For myself, it is still that way. The cheapest beer I can find or get my hands on, I will drink. I'm not going to go search out for some expensive beer when I can drink, like $1 a beer. That's fine with me.
All right, I love it. But let's change gears. Obviously, college is a time to party, but what's unique about you, Chris, is you happen to run the Penn State affiliate.
Yes. So we are a completely student-run CrossFit gym here at Penn State. We're considered what they call a university affiliate. I'm not sure if they actually technically still have them or introduce them, but we are kind of separated from Penn State. We are a club on campus, but kind of what's unique to us is we are all student-run. We're all student coaches. We're all volunteer, part-time coaches. We have about 14 coaches, if I'm correct. And we have an executive board that helps run the gym and oversees kind of like our day-to-day operations. We have about 141 members. So what it's kind of cool with that might be probably your average number of members for your average affiliate. But we're all students. We're all student run, and we don't have full-time jobs, so we're not really a full-time gym.
So let's talk about some of the big differences between having an affiliate on campus versus an affiliate. First of all, before heading to Penn State, what year are you at Penn State?
Senior.
Senior there at Penn State. What's your major?
Information science. So actually nothing related to anything with CrossFit or fitness in general.
What does that lead you to want to do when you graduate? What can you do with that degree?
Work in the cybersecurity world or work as an analyst.
Do you envision doing that or being involved in CrossFit?
To be honest with you, both. I would love. So I have my level 1. I've been coaching here for roughly, I think, 3 years now. I would love to still coach after I graduate, obviously on a part-time basis. Find a gym that I can coach at, but I do want to get a full-time career, and then maybe down the road, then I might be able to open up my gym or run a gym at that time.
So, did you find CrossFit at school, or did you already go to a box before heading to the Nittany Lions?
So I had actually never done CrossFit before I came to Penn State. That's kind of, to be honest with you, a lot of our members have never done CrossFit before they came here. Whether they, heard it through a friend or they just saw us on campus, they came and joined us. And then my freshman year when I came in, I started CrossFit and I never left.
Well, what was the appeal? So, like I've said, I've always worked out, including when I was in college, but it was, the typical back and buys, chest and tries type of thing.
Yep.
What was the appeal to join a CrossFit when you have these 4 years of freedom, if you will?
So when I first started here at Penn State, I was going to the gym, the regular gym. I don't know how many times a week. And to be honest with you, I got bored of it. No one was going to push me to go and no one was going to make me to go. And then I guess I was walking through our involvement fair here. We have a Penn State, and someone stopped me and handed me a flyer, and they told me all about it. They told me about the community they have. And I had heard about CrossFit briefly in high school. I just never got around to joining a box or something. And then I went and I saw everyone, my age, we were all different in different ways, but we were all the same. We all wanted to get to the gym, get in and get stronger. And I kind of just joined, and I found a bunch of friends. Some of my best friends are from the Penn State CrossFit Club. I actually live with 3 kids that I met here at Penn State from CrossFit. And that's one of the kind of the cool things here. We're all young and we're all kind of one big community.
So let's talk about some of the differences. I've owned 3 affiliates. You own an affiliate, you have to pay affiliate dues. You have tons of bills to pay. You're trying to attract people from a wide demographic. So first thing I would guess is only students. Can teachers also come to the affiliate?
So we are mostly students. We do allow faculty to come join us. We have maybe 1 or 2 that do come and work out with us.
Is it because I assume more faculty do CrossFit, maybe wherever they leave to? Why do you think less faculty come in? Is it because it's all the students?
I would guess it's mostly that's the main reason. There are 2 affiliates downtown State College that are about maybe a mile away, and I'm pretty sure they do have a few of the, I guess, kines professors or nutrition professors that do go work out there. So I would guess it is because we're all students here.
But when you get like a really good-looking TA, do you secretly try to get her to come into the affiliate? Like, hey, train with us.
We welcome everyone.
Okay. You're good at, you're going to be a good politician, I think, one day, Chris. So okay, tell me some of the other differences. Is there a membership
Yes.
fee?
So we do have a semester membership and then a year membership. You can pay by semester, or you can just pay for the full year. And we do charge dues per semester.
So give me an idea. When is Penn State, do they still run a standard, like a fall and spring semester?
Yes.
So what does it cost for one semester? I show up, end of August, early September through December. What does that cost?
So one semester, our dues are $135, and for the full year, it's $250, if I believe. Correct.
So that's a very cheap compared to a tip. I mean, your 1 year is the cost of 1 month at some boxes.
Yes, and that's kind of something that we push when we have new people come in. We will show them how much it costs to be a member here for a year, and then we'll show them, it might cost that at some of your top profile gyms for 1 month. And that's what I think that gets what a lot of people to come join us.
And you say you have about 140 members, and what are some of the things that allows you to keep the cost so low? So point being, if I charged only $250 a year, I have to pay for my, Watify or sugar water, whatever you're using. I have to pay rent. I have to buy new equipment every so often. How are you affording just keeping the doors open?
So we have space here in the it's called the Armory. It's the Penn State ROTC building. It is their drill deck, so it is one big garage. And that's where we started back in 2012, and over the years, we've pretty much turned it into a CrossFit gym. So they let us work out of there for free. They don't charge us. So we share our equipment with them. They share their equipment with us. So mainly our big costs are equipment, updating our equipment, getting new equipment every semester. And then we have, I guess, just marketing materials every semester that we try to put out there.
So considering there's no owner, how do you guys make those decisions?
So we have an executive board. We have an executive board of 6 different students here. And I guess one of the cool things is that if you're an owner or you're a head coach at a gym, they're the ones that make the main decisions. They're going to make every decision on what you buy, what you don't buy, what you put your money towards. With an exec board here, we make decisions together as a group. So not one person makes that decision. We kind of, pile our thoughts and ideas together, and we all decide what's the best interest for the club, what we want to, put our money towards, what we want to pursue next. We kind of all work together in that regard.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Sometimes having a committee like that can make it way more complicated than just, hey, Chris makes the decisions.
So I say, to be honest with you, I think it's a good thing, because if we do have 1 or 2 people that are making all the decisions, we might, we're going to have blinders on. We might not see different opportunities or different ideas. But when we have people from different backgrounds, from different, I guess, majors, or just from, they had this at their gym, it's good because they can throw their ideas all into a pile, and we can pick and go from there.
Have you served on that executive board?
Yes. So I've been the president of the Penn State CrossFit for the last 2 years.
And currently still?
Yes.
So you're president and coach?
Yes. So most of our exec board members are coaches as well.
So there's 6 of you. Say Chris is like, hey, we need a new set of 45s.
Yes.
How many of you have to agree on that?
We don't have a set number. So if we do need something, as long as we see a use for it, we will just go ahead and spend the money for it. We don't have a set number. We have to vote on things. But just if we see a good interest, that it will benefit the club.
What's been one thing that you were like, I really want to do this, and you got shot down by the board?
So I guess it hasn't been something I've been shot down on the board from. But so as I said before, we kind of work out of the ROTC building. I guess you could call us their tenants. So we have to respect their space because it is their building. First and foremost, one of the things that we would love to have done is, I guess, we have rowers in our facility. We would love to put bikes in and more equipment like that. But we kind of can't expand past the space that we have now, because that is the main purpose of the building, to serve the ROTC community. And we have to kind of respect their space, but at the same time, we kind of can have our own blueprint in there. So I guess, keeping us confined, it is a good thing and a bad thing, but we would have loved to move out and add more equipment in there if we could.
As president, do you think if you were to graduate, you will graduate in May?
Yes.
And you'd be like, hey, mom, dad, I'm not going, thanks for the degree, but I'm not going into, whatever your thing, whatever you said it was called earlier. Do you think you've set yourself up for success to be an affiliate owner in the real world?
I definitely do think I would have success. I don't have everything it would take. I joke with my roommate all the time. I tell him I'm just going to drop out of school and go, run a gym. And he jokes back with me, telling me that I already did pretty much. But I've definitely learned a lot through the years with our past exec boards and our past coaches. They've definitely taught me a lot. And when I go home, I go to CrossFit King of Prussia outside of Philadelphia.
Oh, Amy. I didn't realize
Amy.
you knew Amy and Jason. Okay.
Yep, Amy and Jason. But they have taught me a lot just by going to Amy's classes. And she's taught me a lot as a coach, and I've kind of watched her, from behind the scenes of how she runs the gym there, how she operates, and how all of her coaches run their classes. And that's definitely something that has helped me as a coach and as someone in a leadership position in the gym here at Penn State, that it's definitely set me up for success, whether I want to open a gym later down the road or whether it's like as a professional, the way I carry myself in school here.
Yeah, and I would assume some of those decisions will be a lot easier. You don't have to talk to anybody else. You just get to pick it out. So, with so many people and somewhat of a limited space, how many classes do you offer a day?
So it depends on the day. On a Monday, we have a morning class. We have an 8 o'clock class. We have a 1 o'clock class. Then we have a 5:30, a 6:30, and then we have an open gym at night. That's our schedule on Monday, Wednesday. On Tuesday and Thursday, we're a little bit limited just because they have a lot of stuff happening in there. So we just have a morning and afternoon class. And then on Fridays, we have a morning, afternoon, and then I guess an early evening class.
So I love that your early morning class is 8 a.m.
Yes.
At a college campus. There's no one's getting up at 5:30 to hit those workouts there.
No one is getting up at 5:30. I don't even wake up for the 8 o'clock class, but we do have the early risers that want to get in there before class.
How do you find that balance of let me ask you before that, how many classes do you coach a week?
Personally?
You specifically.
I coach, I think three or four classes a week. I coach a Monday night, a Thursday afternoon, a Friday at night.
How do you find time to coach those classes and then still hit the workouts, considering there is somewhat of a limited opportunity?
Yes, definitely. So when I was actually first getting my L1, that's something my mom had told me. She was a personal trainer, and she had mentioned that once you start coaching or training people, you don't have enough time to work out yourself. And I kind of blew that off. But I quickly noticed that if I'm coaching, so many classes, I won't have time to work out. But I guess it's all just time management, getting to the gym early or staying after to work on whether to catch that late class that I'm not coaching, I can hop in on, or get to the gym in odd hours of the day when other people aren't in there. Because I do have a heavy class schedule right now. I'm taking 21 credits to finish up my senior year.
Somebody slacked off a little bit.
Somebody's a little behind, yes. But I guess that besides school, working out and coaching are my two big priorities right now. So just getting to the gym when I can is all I can try to do.
And are you paid to coach at this affiliate?
No, it's all volunteer.
So, and was your level one paid for by the club?
We reimburse all of our coaches actually, a certain amount for their level one, just to help with it.
Where's the motivation then? I mean, for a lot of people, hey, I get it. We love coaching, but you're busy, you're taking 21 credits, finding time to work out. I assume you're chasing after women nonstop, you're in college. What, where do you get the motivation to want to coach?
Um, to be honest with you, I'm not really sure where it started. When I was a sophomore, I think my sophomore summer, I'd gotten my L1. Um, and the motivation back then was just to learn more about the sport. And that's definitely something you get out of your level one, to learn more about CrossFit and more about the movements. And then as I guess the last few years that went on, I kind of got the motivation of just like helping people. And because people have helped me get to where I am as an athlete, whether it's getting my first muscle up, my first double under, my first handstand push up. And I kind of saw what they got out of it. And that kind of has pushed me these last few years to keep coaching, or to keep wanting to help people in the gym.
What program do you guys follow?
So we have, as a part of our executive board, we have a head coach, and he programs all of our workouts for us.
Is that an elected position?
Yes.
So who votes, the board or all of the members?
All the members vote. Every, I guess, March or April, we have a club vote on our executive board for a president, a vice president, a treasurer, and a head coach.
And is this a are these highly sought after positions, like multiple people running? You have to perform a speech to tell why you'd be great. Like, hey, I promise, more recess type of thing, free sodas in the cafeteria.
Definitely, if you want to become a leader in the club, there are a good number of people that would want to apply for these positions. We don't require anything like a speech or anything. We do require a write-up, in case some people in our community don't know that much about you. They can just read what you've done in the past few years, and guess what your motivation to hold that position is.
How important is your fitness level on you attaining that position?
0. There's absolutely zero look at how you are as an athlete. It is more so how you are as a leader, how you are, I guess, if you're personable or not, if you can get things done, and just what are the other things that you have accomplished throughout the last few years that you've been a part of the club.
So you telling me Matt Frazier walks in, you're going to beat him, you're going to be president?
That's not something that we look at all, and I'm hoping it's not something that our members look at, because it doesn't matter if you're the best athlete in the gym. It matters if you can organize a group of people and lead them to be a really good organization on campus.
You go to a lot of affiliates in this day and age, almost every affiliate has a success story where someone's lost 100 pounds. Now, 95% of your members are somewhere between the age of 18 and 22, I'd assume.
Yes.
So what have been some of the biggest transformations or great stories that you've had amongst your members at such a young age?
So we have a bunch of them, and it's really cool, because we are, 18, 19, 20, and 21 years old. A good number of our members, I guess a good portion, come in just because they want to be better athletes or more fit. But then we also have a good portion that want to just come in and lose weight. And that's something, I guess, that I've been in the club, 4 years, that I've been able to see these last few years. I'll meet someone, they'll come in as a freshman, and then 2 years later, I'll just be thinking about that person, or I'll look at them in the gym, and I'll look back to where they started at. A lot of times I'll pull out my phone and I'll take a video of someone deadlifting for the first time. And then a few years later, I'll go back and I'll look at that video as they're maxing out their 400 something pound deadlift. So it's really cool, especially as a coach. And I guess as a leader in the community here, I can kind of have that broad view and just look at everyone when they first come in, and I'll remember them down the road. Because we have had a lot of people that have lost a good amount of weight that have really changed their life. And for me personally, this club has changed my life. And I can guarantee you a lot of other people would say the same thing, just because it has allowed us to become, I guess, better people and fit in more within a community of people here at Penn State.
So at a normal affiliate, inter-affiliate dating, is sometimes good, sometimes frowned upon, but certainly no coaches dating members. what happens here? I mean, you're in college. I imagine it's workout, basically just like nude time beyond that. Just everyone just like partying, hooking up, college kids after after the workout. What goes on? Is it, do you guys have rules there? Is it just like, hey, just, typical college dating type of thing?
I guess I wouldn't say we really have rules. It's just, be respectful of your peers. We do. That's actually one of the cool things about our club. We're a community within, in the gym. We work out, we throw down every single day in the gym. But then on the weekends, we all hang out and we spend time with each other. As I said before, a lot of us live with each other just because they're our best friends. And, we all go out on the weekends together. We'll get together for, I guess, social events. And just stuff outside the gym. I would say we do more together outside the gym than we do inside the gym. And that's one of the good things to creating a strong community.
18 to 22, I'm sure there's a little bit of ego, but you're also, healthier, fitter than, the average gym that might have a 50, 60, 70-year-old in there. Talk to me about what happens with scaling at your box.
So that's one of our most important things. One, because we do have athletes that come in that have never done CrossFit before. Two, we also do have the athletes that come in with, I guess, a little perch on their shoulder. So that's one of the things we focus on the most, but I would say it's one of the hardest things that we have to do, whether to walk up to someone and tell them they have to scale down. A lot of the times, I guess when I'm coaching or some of the others coach, when we go over the weights for a workout, we won't even say what our extra scaled is. We might mention it, but we'll really, really hone down on if you can't do this for so many reps or you can't, do these 5 unbroken, you have to scale down because it can lead to injuries. And we are such young athletes that if you start having injuries now, it's only going to hurt you down the road.
On the college level, who do you guys cheer for the most when it comes to the games?
Your top athletes, the ones that we look up to, the Matt Frasers, the Tias, the Annie Thorisdatters of the world. We love them. So we all look up to each and every one of them.
Are you not more impressed with a younger athlete like Haley Adams, who's, out of high school or college? I don't know, she's very young, but yep. I mean, is that more impressive to you than someone like a Tia?
Of course. Yeah. Actually, someone I just said, meant to mention just now. There's a guy by the name of Drew Wayman. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio. He was actually the president of the University of Cincinnati CrossFit gym for a few years. He's, I guess, in school now for his DPT, but he's 23, 24, and he's competing at these sanctional events. He's, on the doorstep of making it to the games. He was just at the Mayhem Classic a few weeks ago. But that's somebody I look up to, and a lot of our members do, when we can watch them on a live stream and just say that's someone we used to compete against.
When you walk around Penn State and you have one of the greatest athletic programs in the world, is it hard to not want to go up to, for example, I'm a big fan of the Penn State wrestling team. I'm not going to say anything crazy, Chris. I see your smirk, but I'm a big fan of the Penn State wrestling team. Cael Sanderson, when you guys are the dominant wrestling team these days, is it hard not to want to go up to those guys and be like, dude, if you did CrossFit, you can make it to the games. You're that fit.
Yeah. Kind of, I guess that's just my blinders on, I think, CrossFit, that is how you get fit in my eyes. I would love to, invite them in for a workout. I love Cael and I love the Penn State wrestling team, but each sport has their different, I guess, strength and conditioning techniques, what they use, what has worked for them over the years. And that's why Penn State is, the best wrestling program in the country, just because they've been doing what they've been doing for the last, I guess, 10 years now.
Have you considered calling out one of these teams to do a CrossFit style competition?
I have thought a lot about DMing, whether it's Coach Franklin or Coach Sanderson on Twitter, see if they want to come and join us. I might still do that. I have a few months left, so.
Yeah, that would be a great fundraiser as well. And speaking of that, do you guys do fundraisers?
So we do a good number of fundraisers throughout the year. One of the cool things that we kind of started this year, or I guess last year, is that we'll host different clubs on campus, whether it's a fraternity, whether it's the club volleyball team, or the who did we have in last week? Just different club sports. We'll bring them in for a workout. We did a joint workout with club gymnastics. We'll bring them in for a workout, and then we'll go to their facility, and they'll teach us some gymnastics things. So it's really cool that we've been able to share the methodology of CrossFit, not just with our own community, but with other clubs on campus, and hopefully bring some of them in, to come be members at our gym. But that's been something that's been really been cool, just to share what we do with other people.
Yeah, it's almost like a mixer, right? Where you
Yeah.
get like a fraternity
Yes.
and sorority together. By the way, has anyone told you look like Matt Damon?
I've gotten that a few times, actually.
All right, so just to get that out of the way, if you Google him, and before we do wrap up, where do you guys have a Instagram or any social media specific to the Penn State box?
Yes, on Instagram, you can find us at PSU CrossFit, or on Facebook, where I think it's just Penn State CrossFit.
You said PSU CrossFit on Instagram? Cool. So what are some of the other differences that I'm just not thinking about? I mean, you've gone to, I mean, for those that don't know, King of Prussia is one of the best boxes. Amy and her husband, Jason, run a fantastic box. She's on the seminar staff. She's incredibly fit. It's an old movie theater that they've converted into a box. But, what are some of the other differences that I wouldn't even think to ask you about?
I guess you kind of touched on it briefly, but it's just the age difference. If you go to a regular CrossFit gym, you're looking at people, I guess, from the age of maybe 21 to however old, 60, 70 years old. But at Penn State, you're exclusive to that 4 years, to the 18 to 21 year old range. So if I go home to King of Prussia and I hop in a class, I'm with, people my parents' age when I'm taking class with, but I'm also next to people that are a few years older than me. I guess it's just the community's different. When I come here, I'm next to people that are my age. I guess it is a little bit more competitive. We're trying to beat each other, or we're just trying to see who's the fittest in the club at some point. But just the age difference, and it changes the whole spectrum of our community a little bit.
Do you guys ever do any in-house competitions?
Funny you actually just said that. We don't do any in-house competitions, but once a semester, we have something called the Mid-Atlantic College Classic. It was started, I think, 7 or 6 years ago, and it's a competition between about 5 or 6 different schools from the Mid-Atlantic region, whether it's University of Delaware, Villanova, Temple. We have the Naval Academy now. And each semester we switch turns hosting, and we have a competition, whether it's, I guess, late October or early March, and we get a bunch of college students together and just throw down. We call it the Golden Keg is the trophy. But this April 11th, we're actually hosting our first competition. It's going to be called the Nittany Lion CrossFit Classic here in State College at our facility. So that's something we're really excited about. We've hosted a competition for college students before, but we haven't done one that has been open to the public. So hopefully we can get people up here to come compete and be a college student again for a weekend.
So this is open to anyone in the world, really, that wants to just throw down. And it's just, where will you be hosting it?
Here at Penn State. As I said, we operate out of the Wagner building. But we actually just released it today. Before I hopped on with you, I just pushed it out. But it's going to be here at our facility. It's going to be a same-sex partner competition, and we hope to, draw a good number of people from the Pennsylvania area up here.
And will you be doing the programming for that?
Yes, it'll be. We haven't sat down yet, but it's going to be between some of our coaches and our exec board members.
So over the years, have you done some of the programming for the box?
Yes. So actually this year, I just reached out to our head coach and I asked if I could program maybe a few workouts here and there. But that's something that I've kind of touched my toes in a little bit, is programming, and something I love doing. I learned a lot about it at the level 1, but there still is a lot more to learn about programming.
Can you think of a workout that you programmed that you're proud of? Like, you're like, that was a really good workout.
I guess it wouldn't be something that I programmed. It was actually something I stole from Amy at KOP that I know I programmed here at the gym. It was 3 rounds of 1,000-meter row, 30 pull-ups and 30 GHDs for 3 rounds. And that I did that workout down at KOP, and I brought it back up here, and I love that workout. I guess another thing about Amy is when I take her classes, I'm constantly watching her, how she coaches, how she runs her classes, and how she programs. And I'll kind of take mental notes in my head. And then I'll bring back here that when I run my classes here, I'll try to model them off hers and her coaches.
That's really cool to hear. When you hear about a college affiliate, you assume it's going to be tons of programming, like just training all day, no coaching involved. But it sounds like you guys have done a really nice job still sticking to the, tenets of CrossFit, and that, hey, this is all about coaching and moving better and feeling better.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised on like a weekly basis that people come up to me and they're saying, I want to get my level 1. And, I'll just say that's awesome, but I never thought I'd see that, so many people wanting to be a coach or wanting to get better or wanting to help, I guess their fellow athletes to become, better students and better athletes themselves.
It's really important at the box level to talk nutrition.
Yes.
What goes on at your box when it comes to nutrition? Because you're at, a college campus. We've talked about, hey, on the weekends, I'm sure you guys enjoy like I did. So how do you promote a healthy nutrition, especially you're eating at which I assume Penn State has a great cafeteria system. But what do you guys talk about?
So I'm going to be honest with you. Nutrition isn't one of the things that, we focus on like 100%. We do have a lot of our students here that are studying nutrition or they're studying studying in the kinesiology department that will reach out and help a lot of our athletes with their nutrition. Every once in a while, someone will ask in our group me or whatever we use, what they can do to better themselves in terms of nutrition. And then we'll always have that coach or that older student that'll reach out and say, if you need help, just let me know. I can help you with whatever you need. And that goes back to the thing of helping, your fellow student, whether it's as a coach or as an individual. And we see that a lot. And that's something that's really cool.
How many of your previous coaches or e-board members have left, graduated, and then stay involved in CrossFit in the real world?
I can't think of one that hasn't. We have so many of our previous coaches or members that go on to be coaches at other gyms. There's a gentleman by the name of Colin Glassy. He used to be the president of the club here back when I was a freshman. And he's now finishing up his DPT, his doctorate in physical therapy. And he's been coaching for the last 4 years. I probably can name 5 or 6 people that are still coaching at CrossFit gyms, but they're all, for the most part, they're all still doing CrossFit. They're all still competing, which is really cool because a lot of them got their start here at Penn State.
Is there any hazing involved?
Absolutely not.
No hazing? Like not like crazy hazing. I mean like fun hazing. Like
none at all.
Drink this beer on the weekend. You're a freshman type of thing. None of that? Or do you have
Absolutely.
to say that?
None at all. We really try to have, the Penn State CrossFit Club be inclusive to everyone, whether it's you've never done anything athletic in your life before, or you've been doing high school sports. You're the guy back in high school. We want to bring everyone in here. So we just want to be inclusive and have our doors open to everyone.
Hey, it sounds really awesome. I wish there was, something like this when I was in college instead of the dungeon gym where we would bench and luckily squat every so often. But it sounds like you got things going well. I mean, you got 21 credits on your plate. You got a competition coming up. When does your presidency, when does your term come to end?
I guess the end of the year. We do have elections in late March for the next school year. And then we kind of have a transition period where we get them, their feet settled in for next year.
And will you be endorsing a candidate?
Nope. I'm not sure who's running right now, but I probably have full confidence in any one of the people that, would take over next year.
Do you guys have a strong alumni presence when they graduate? Do they come back to work out with you guys?
Yeah. And that's another cool thing that we have. I'll always get a text every once in a while from someone saying, hey, I'm coming up Friday to work out with you guys. But every fall, I guess we'll have a group of alumni that, get together to come up for a football game, and they'll always stop in on a Friday afternoon to come work out with us. Sometimes I'll even let them coach our Friday class just because they want to come back and they miss it so much.
Last couple of questions. What are some of the intangibles you think you've learned via this opportunity to basically run a box as a college student? What are some of the things that putting you ahead, the average Penn Stater, whether they're in another club or not, graduates, what are some things that, hey, I'm hiring, for your major? What sets you apart?
I guess just like a few things. Managing and organizing a large group of people is one of them. And that's something I've had a lot of experience in the last few years, whether it's managing or running a budget. because we have a kind of a budget every single semester, every year, whether it's for different events we have or different equipment or I guess competitions that we have. And I guess the last thing would be just like working with people that are my age. I do that. So I work here at the campus gym as well. And I'm a supervisor here at the gym, and I have to oversee employees that are my age, sometimes even older than me. And that's something I've had experience in and I've definitely gained, whether it's from the club or my on campus job here at Penn State.
So you're, I believe, potentially the youngest guest we've ever had on the show. Let me ask you some real world questions. All right, Chris? All right. Do you know what a VCR is?
Yes,
Did you have one?
I did. I think I still have one at home.
Did you have a MySpace account?
I didn't, but I knew people that did.
You knew people that did? Do you know what a cassette is?
Yes,
Did you own a cassette?
I believe I did.
Okay, so you're still young. Did you ever hear a busy signal?
No.
Oh, well,
I think I might know what that is.
okay, so let me explain something to you. In the 90s, when you were a teenager and you were interested in a girl and you were lucky enough to get this girl to call you, there was potential, that you were getting another call and they would get a busy signal, and or your mom would actually pick up another line in the house and yell at you while you're on the phone with this girl. So you've never had to experience that.
Not that I can remember, no. I still have people when I'm at home on the phone picking up the other phone in the house and trying to talk, but
Oh, so you have a landline?
we do. I still have a landline, yes.
And is that still mandatory? Like when I went to college, you got a landline in your room. Do you still have that?
Not in my apartment here at State College, but back in my home, I have a landline there.
What are some of the challenges of your generation that someone of my age would not be aware of?
While it's a blessing, I would say technology. It is so awesome. That is, I guess, what I'm studying. But it is so really awesome with all the new and emerging technology. But I guess there's a downside to it, and that's one of the, I guess, problems that we have as a generation is we're always glued to our phone, or I can, get an email. You emailed me and I had it within a second. I'm not going to go home and sit down and check my email when I get home. I can just get it right on my phone. I can get anything on my phone.
So I'm 41, my wife's 35. If we go out to dinner, it's like hey, put our phones down, let's spend some time together. Does that happen at the college level, or are you guys just like so attached to your phone that you forget to talk to people?
We try. We sometimes we'll say, all right, put your phone in the middle. But just walking down the street here, it's unbelievable. You'll walk down the street or you'll ride your bike down the street and people will have their phone glued to their face. I'll walk into them on purpose sometimes. Just they won't look, or they'll cross the street not even knowing who's coming. It's kind of sad, but that's kind of, I guess, like in the world we live in now, technology.
What's a college, say someone's listening to this and they want to listen to some music for their workout. What do the college kids listen to? Do you have like a Spotify mix you can recommend?
It's just like it's different. I'm going to say that. I guess it's where you came from or what you do. For most of our gym, it's your heavy rock, your metal. For me,
we say heavy rock. What are you referring to? You talking like JT, Adam Levine?
I don't even know what I'm referring to. It's just that heavy metal music. That's what, like the rap music. That's what most of our members like. Personally, I will listen to country music when I work out.
All right.
Or I'll listen to classic rock when I work out. And people hate it. People will just go in there and get into music. But I guess it all depends where you came from or what you like.
Yeah, I feel like we get along from the music front. Classic rock, country is not too bad. So you mentioned that's kind of your major. What are some things that the average person, not getting their degree right now is unaware of for future in technology?
That it's growing so much, I would say. It's growing every day. And technology is connected to everything, whether you know it or not. Probably everything that's electronic is some way, shape, or form connected to the internet. Whether it's your fridge, but believe it or not, your fridge could be connected to the internet. Anything that lights up or turns on, it's kind of scary. And there's just a lot more. There's a lot less privacy out there today. whether it's your Amazon Alexa that could be listening to your laptop, my little screen here. I don't know if it's on or off. Someone could be recording me. Just there's a lot less privacy in the world today, but that also comes with the cost of the new efforts in technology.
I see a lot of people put like a sticker on their computer.
I have
Is
one.
that you have one? Should I do that? Is somebody watching me?
You never know, or you never know when you accidentally tune into a FaceTime. I've done that before. I'm not paying attention, and I
I
accidentally
hope
accept.
I hope you weren't doing anything great in front of your computer. Anyway, let's keep it clean in case mom listens. So, and wrapping up, what else would you have to say about your PSU CrossFit and where it's going, what you're doing, or anything else that you'd like to let the listeners of Best Hour of Their Day know about?
I would just say that CrossFit is definitely growing in the younger community. There's been so many new university affiliates that are popping up out of nowhere. I'll have people email me, or our past exec board has helped people start CrossFit gyms at their university. But I'll have people that'll email me and ask how can they start something at their gym, and we'll try to help them out, give them like a roadmap of how to start your own affiliate. But just since I was a freshman here, I think I've probably seen 5 or 6 within our area, the Pennsylvania area, that have popped up. But CrossFit in the younger generation is definitely growing. I'll always go home and I'll tell people about it at my gym, and they'll say, "Wow, I wish I would have started when I was your age." So that's something that's really been cool to grow CrossFit and the sport of fitness to college students.
Do you feel like CrossFit has prevented you from gaining a ton of weight while you're in college?
Yes, definitely. And it's definitely made me more athletic. I'm still not the most athletic person ever. But it's definitely, given me more motivation and confidence, and been able to, I guess, lose weight in college rather than gain that freshman 15.
Absolutely. All right. Before wrapping up, remind everybody where they can check out the box, anything else you want to give a shout out to, sign up for this competition you got coming up.
Yep, you can check us out over on Instagram at PSU CrossFit, or on Facebook at Penn State CrossFit. Check us out. Give us a follow. You can see what we do. If you want to check out our competition coming up in April, head over to our Facebook page, and you can find all that information there.
And if you're looking for maybe a coach when Chris graduates, right? Assuming 21 credits, that seems ambitious.
Yeah, hopefully I'll get through.
What happened? How did you get to the point that you need 21 credits your last semester?
I had changed majors early in college, my freshman year. So I was a little bit behind. I was about a year behind, but and just not taking the right classes, maybe having to drop a few classes here and there. But I think I'll be fine. Come May, hopefully I'll have my degree.
A lot of kids go to college for 7 years, Chris.
Save me a lot of money, hopefully.
They're called doctors. But anyway, it's been really fun talking to you, Chris. It was really eye-opening. I had no idea. I'd never spoken to a college that had a box before. I'm quite jealous. Like I said, I put on the freshman 15 my first year, and certainly didn't learn as much as you're learning about leadership and entrepreneurship and fitness. So really awesome that you have that opportunity at Penn State. I'll give you one opportunity. Here we go. I know you're supposed to do this. I'm supposed to say we are.
We are.
And what are you supposed to say?
You're supposed to say Penn State back.
I'm supposed to say Penn State back? I thought I say we are.
I say, go ahead.
We are.
Penn State. But yeah, Jason, if you're ever, in the central Pennsylvania area, come check us out. We would love to have you.
Absolutely. I would love to make that happen. And thanks so much for coming on, and hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy the festivities, and great luck with your competition coming.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for listening to Best Hour of Their Day. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free. How cool is that? There's a creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, so it becomes super simple. Some of these episodes with Fern or Todd or myself chatting with one another, we've done right within the app itself. Anchor will make it easy to distribute your podcast to all platforms, Spotify, Apple, and many more.
And you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make an awesome podcast in one place. All you have to do is download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Come on, who doesn't have Spotify at this point? And if you were unaware, Spotify now is offering podcasts. That's right. On Spotify, you can listen to all your favorite artists, but also podcasts in one place for free. Spotify has a huge catalog of podcasts on every topic, including the one you're listening to right now, Best Hour of Their Day. On Spotify, you can follow your favorite podcasts so you never miss an episode. Premium users can even download episodes to listen to offline wherever you are, something I always do before I hop on a plane. And you can even easily share what you're listening to with your friends on Instagram and other social media platforms. Here's the deal. If you haven't done so already, be sure to download the Spotify app, search for Best Hour of Their Day on Spotify, or browse some other podcasts if you want. You can find them in your library tab. And also make sure to follow me so you never miss an episode of Best Hour of Their Day. Thanks again for listening to Best Hour of Their Day, and thanks again to our special guest. We appreciate all you guys do for us with Best Hour of Their Day when it comes to sharing our posts on Instagram, when it comes to subscribing to us on YouTube, when it comes to the constant feedback. We are grateful and we appreciate it. We are trying to build a community based on coaching development and becoming the best version of yourself. And it goes without saying that we couldn't do without all of you. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Season 1 of Dropping In is out. We are getting tremendous feedback and we'd love for you to check it out. Leave us a comment on there. Head over to our Instagram. Give us a follow. Like our pictures. Feel free to share anything that resonates with you. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or feedback for us, please don't hesitate. Email us, besthouroftheirday@gmail.com. Thanks again. Until the next episode, we hope you've had the best hour of your day.